Hello and welcome to Idea TV News Update. I am Chinatu Oji. We begin with the headlines. Physically challenged persons block Lagos airport over school closure. Baby dies after illegal FGM in the Gambia. Crowd trouble at Chan March forces ticket sales suspension in Kenya. In health, Tinubu comments NAFDAC on global health rating, promises sector overhaul. In business, Lagos government issues safety directive to e-hailing operators. In sport, shooting stars assistant coach suddenly dies during training. Now the news in full. Physically challenged Nigerians on earlier today, staged a protest at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, demanding the reopening of the Farmcraft Center for the Blind, a government-run school shut down for nearly 2 years without explanation. The demonstration, which had over 500 participants, including the blind and other persons with disabilities, blocked major access routes, forcing passengers to trek to the airport with their luggage. The protesters said the closure has denied them vital training opportunities and a pathway to independence. The Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria advised travelers to use alternative route, as protest leaders vow to continue until the government provides a clear plan for reopening the institution. Meanwhile, moving on, a 1-month-old baby has died in the Gambia after undergoing female genital mutilation, sparking nationwide outrage. Police say the infant was rushed to a hospital in Banjul with severe bleeding, but was pronounced dead on arrival. Although an autopsy is underway, campaigners believe her death is linked to the outlawed practice banned in the country since 2015. 2 women have been arrested in connection with the incident as rights groups renew calls to protect children from harmful traditions. Culture is no excuse, tradition is no shield. This is violence, pure and simple, said Women in Leadership and Liberation, a leading advocacy group which went on a protest. Lawmakers and activists say the tragedy should serve as a turning point in ending the practice. The Gambia has one of the highest FGM rates in the world, with over 70% of women and girls being affected. Despite heavy penalties, including life imprisonment if a victim dies, prosecutions remain rare. Campaigners now warn that procedures on babies are increasing, as some parents believe it is easier to hide from authorities. Moving on. Ticket sales for African Nations Championship matches at Kasarani Stadium in Nairobi have been suspended after chaotic scenes marred Kenya's 1-0 victory over Morocco. The game saw broken gates, fan entering without tickets, overcrowding beyond the 48,000 capacity, and supporters invading media areas. Some fans also accused police of using tear gas at one of the entrances. Chan's ticketing provider confirmed the halt in sales pending further instructions from organizers. The Confederation of African Football says it is engaging Kenyan authorities to address security breaches. The incident comes just days after the Football Federation was fined for earlier crowd control failures. Witnesses reported duplicated tickets sold by resellers outside the venue, with frustration leading some fans to jump perimeter fences. The stadium is due to host 3 more matches, including Kenya's clash with Zambia, as concerns grow over ticketing fraud and match day safety ahead of the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations. We're going to quick break now. The news continues when we return. If you're just joining us, this is still Idea TV News Update. Now on the rest of the news. In health, President Bola Tinubu has congratulated the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control NAFDAC for retaining its World Health Organization Maturity Level 3 status in the regulation of medicines and vaccines. The rating, maintained after a rigorous WHO benchmarking exercise in May 2025, reaffirms Nigeria's credibility in global health security and pandemic preparedness. Tinubu described the milestone as a result of professionalism, dedication, and adherence to international best practices by NAFDAC's management and staff. NAFDAC first attained the maturity level 3 status in 2022, making it first national regulatory authority in Africa to achieve that level of medicines and vaccines regulation in non-producing countries. The WHO assessment confirmed that the agency's regulatory framework remains stable, efficient, and integrated, crediting Nigeria's investment in strengthening health regulatory institutions. The President assured that the government will continue to support NAFDAC in its drive to attain the highest WHO classification, which is maturity level 4. As part of its renewed hope agenda, Tinubu highlighted ongoing reforms in the health sector, including the upgrade of over 17,000 primary health care centers nationwide, improved maternal care, and enhanced diagnostic services in underserved areas. He revealed that 120,000 frontline health workers are undergoing training, with plans to double national health insurance coverage within 3 years. The President pledged the continued collaboration with development agencies, donor organizations, and the private sector to strengthen the pharmaceutical industry, attract investment, and boost local manufacturing capacity. And now in business, government is tightening its grip on e-hailing services, directing operators such as Uber, Bolt, and Lagride to renew their licenses and comply with safety regulations that face possible suspension. Commissioner for Transportation Oluwaseun Oshiemi said the decision follows rising complaints about unregistered drivers, poorly maintained vehicles, and unsafe ride practices. As part of the new measures, all e-hailing vehicles will undergo mandatory inspections, while drivers must register with the Lagos State Drivers Institute. The government is also discouraging offline bookings, warning that rides arranged outside official apps strip away safety tools that protect passengers in emergency. In response, operators have pledged to introduce enhanced background checks, improve vehicle maintenance, and add in-app panic buttons. The Lagos State government says the enforcement drive is aimed at restoring public trust and ensuring that convenience does not come at the expense of safety. And finally, in sports, tragedy struck Nigerian football this morning as Akin Oluokere, the newly appointed assistant coach of Shooting Star Sports Club Ibadan, collapsed and died during the team's training session. Witnesses say the 3SC coach slumped on the pitch and was rushed to a nearby hospital where he was confirmed dead. Oluokere, former Sunshine Stars player turned tactician, had only recently joined the Luyole Warriors technical crew after the club parted ways with former coach Benga Ogunbote and his assistants. The cause of his death has not yet been officially disclosed, but reports suggest he was actively involved in drills before the sudden collapse. The soft-spoken coach is well known in Nigerian football circles for his years of service as a player and later as an assistant coach with Sunshine Stars. His passing has left the Shooting Stars community and fans across the country in deep shock. Tributes have begun pouring in as the football fraternity mourns the loss of a respected mentor and sportsman. And that's all we have for your Nigeria TV News update. But before we go, here's a recap of the headlines. Physically challenged persons block Lagos airport over school closure. Baby dies after illegal FGM in the Gambia. Crowd trouble at Chan March forces ticket sales suspension in Kenya. In health, Tinubu comments NAFDAC on global health rating, promises sector overhaul. In business, Lagos government issues safety directive to e-hailing operators. In sport, Shooting Stars assistant coach suddenly dies during training. Do not forget to follow us across our social media platforms at Idea Television. I am Chinatu Oji. Thank you for watching.